If you can sit there and be an Iron Man fan, watch the movies, and then you have the audacity to think that Elon Musk don't have an Iron Man suit, get off our feed, bro.
Subscribe to our YouTube if you're not. Please, please, please. It's very good. It's the best kept secret on YouTube.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a secret right now.
Yeah. Let's expose it.
Let's go.
Tell a friend.
So I'm saying one of the best street ad speed readers in the ad game as far as street pods, non-major sponsored non-corporate pods.
People do say that.
Word is out. I mean, I'm it's not like I'm sitting here telling people things they don't know. At this point, it's repetitive that they're hearing it.
It is. And I mean, listen, when it comes down to professionalism, you put the pro in professionalism.
Thank you. It's nice to be recognized for a change, Todd. People get to know you and they just let it fly. But guess, it's like, whatever. It's that guy that does that, They take it for granted. They're like, I bet I could read ads that quickly and that clearly. No, you can't. You're going to stumble, friend. You're going to fall down. You're going to hurt yourself.
You're gonna flub your words. You're going to say the wrong things that you're not supposed to say. I don't know who each of you are individually that are listening, but you might put racial overtones in it. You might discriminate against someone because of their religion or their sexual preference. You might get yourself canceled, your whole podcast canceled. We are pros.
Yeah.
And we're good people, so we're not going to do any of that.
No, none of that. That's what sharks do, okay? Snake oil salesmen, folks. That's not what we do.
Pros. Speaking of pros, we were surrounded by nothing but pros all weekend. Pro cornhole players, that is.
Yes, we were, Todd. We were at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas in the Paradise Event Center. The American Cornhole's National Championships #3 of the year, the bag brawl. It was Jamie Graham, Matt Guy finally taking home that doubles championship.
It was incredible. I mean, what a weekend all around. Some just unbelievable matches, some unbelievable play, even by people that, didn't reach the finals. I mean, there was just some just incredible matchups, some real battles. I mean, Christ, it was a pleasure. The more and more we work with the American Cornhole League, the ACL, it's so much fun, and we just keep finding our own little niche on what to do and what to put together. And it's just fun. You just get to be your own little creative director. We just team up, we do our thing, and then we kind of wander off and do our own thing. But we just always go right back to and getting, to the headquarters of our, of our location in said event. Yeah, it's just great, dude. And it didn't hurt at all that Marquette Kings showed up.
Yep.
And, for a little while, Master Chef Shaun O'Neill showed up.
Yeah. I mean, first we actually got to, they set it up with Pit Boss Grills. And we did an episode with their ambassador, also Master Chef Season 7 winner, Chef Shaun O'Neill, who was just a DJ for 15 years. And all of a sudden he just decided to start cooking.
It's an incredible story.
Mind-boggling. I thought it was like he went to some culinary arts school and he worked his way up through the kitchen. And he was like, nah, man, this is what I do. But, so that puts us technically in the same realm of cook, right?
Yes.
Like, obviously he's a master chef. He won Master Chef. I'm not. But the difference is this. When I listen to him talk about food and explain food and what he put in it and talking about hemoglobin and shit, within the meat and the redness, I was like, man, we might have came from the same place, but my man is 2 generations ahead of me.
I mean, he worked at it though. I mean, he worked at it like you worked at comedy. You know what I mean?
I guess
and he was DJing on the side. I mean, this just an incredible story. You love to meet somebody like that because you see all these people that are culinary trained, and they spent 3 years in France and all this stuff on those shows. Okay, yes, I expect you to be great, but somebody that just taught themselves, and reaches that level, can compete with anybody. I mean, come on, that's our kind of guy right there.
And he was a badass. I mean, he sounds like he went to culinary school. That's the difference between. And he said that he got a ton of info from when they were doing MasterChef, and it was for like 3 months. You can't have your own phone. You can't have, like, you could do social media for like 10 minutes a day or something, and there's somebody watching, so that none of the results leak out,
Right.
You're on lockdown for 3 months. So, he's like, but you were allowed to bring in 5 cookbooks.
What a ride. We should have him on the pod to tell his whole story.
It's awesome. He's like, how he works, just runs with MasterChef, doing all the kind of, all these guest appearances for everything, always a part of it. I mean, that's living the dream.
It is. Man.
I mean, win MasterChef and then just become one of the most bookable, private dinner booked, chefs, / private appearance / food festivals and shit. I mean, that's
he's
just
got
nice,
a restaurant opening soon. I mean, man, he's living it.
There it is. It was really awesome to work with him, and just I kind of took I was happy that I just took the back. I rode shotgun on that. I just took the back seat and just let him drop knowledge. It was just so much usable information. That's not just
dropping
useless.
So much knowledge. I was tripping over knowledge the entire time trying to help Jeff Sadden film this thing. I mean, it got in the way a couple of times, fucked me up, fell down, tripped on so much knowledge. I'm like, I'm knee deep in knowledge here. I can't move left and right.
No, I had seen you. We almost called the fire department because you were stuck back there, and you were, between the gear and all the knowledgeable information. I remember at one point you were like putting your head above, like you were it's starting to come down in your lungs.
I had to pull out a snorkel. At one point and just hold the camera up. I couldn't even see what I was filming, and had the snorkel and the camera sticking out of the pile of knowledge so that I could breathe and hopefully get some kind of shot on the phone.
Is that the closest you've ever been to that much knowledge?
It was definitely, I was drowning in knowledge so much. And I was just,
what are the odds?
He stopped at some point.
What are the odds that this was the shoot that you had just happened to have your snorkel on you?
Right. Because I don't always bring it, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I'll just film stuff without a snorkel. When it's land-based filming, when I'm doing oceanography type stuff, of course I'll bring it. But are we missing out on some sort of snorkel? Like a baseline is the snorkel, but it might have another turn on it to go straight up, so you can hold it in your mouth and then go up to your cheek, almost to your ear, then break north from there. But it's a weed smoking device of some sort. So you just kind of hold on. You have it, and it could hold on. You can just sit there and just puff on it like a snorkel. Would a snorkel count as a mask during this COVID time? Like if I walked into a restaurant with a snorkel.
Nope, nose to nose. And then all you're doing is blowing your COVID right to the behind like a fucking exhaust pipe.
But what if I have one of those masks that covers also my nose, like a regular scuba mask, and then I have the snorkel, but then I put a little like cloth thing over the end of the snorkel, the filter
cheesecloth,
that filters out the air going in and out. I mean, technically.
Well, listen, you at least have to have your day in court. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have your day. You're gonna have your day.
Somebody's going to have to fight that battle eventually anyway. I mean, for snorkel wearers everywhere.
And let's be honest, the full face the full face snorkel with the, with the full glass front, that's, that's Mars shit. You're hanging out with Elon Musk probably on Fridays and Saturdays. You know what I mean?
You know who's missing out on all this, like pushing the boundaries of that and trying to be innovative in this age, are firefighters. Like when they go to lunch, the fact that they're not wearing their full like smoke eater respirator into a McDonald's it's shameful.
Do you think,
mean, if I'm a fireman, I'm walking in fully outfitted with my respirator.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens, because I'm being way more safe than everybody else. I'm wearing a freaking wet respirator.
And then you have to say why firefighters have to be the first people that get the suits, the full metal up to 500 or 800 degrees, Iron Man style suit, dude.
Yeah.
Or even the ones from RoboCop that ended up shooting off and killing a bunch of people on accident, the one with the 2 big old arms on the side. But I mean, with more functional arms also.
Arms you can also eat with.
Yes.
Not just crush things and destroy things.
I mean, just to walk into a fire, nothing can fall, to a certain level, obviously, but house fires, the whole house would collapse and you'll be okay. And you're fireproof and the suit will protect you.
Right. Yeah,
you could breathe no problem. That level of shit.
Why don't they have those yet? Why are they not being equipped with something like that? We have the technology. We've seen the military robot suits, right? Where they
did an Iron Man. He has the suit. It's an Iron Man. He has a whole bunch of them now. Why won't he? Why is it? I wonder why he won't start sharing technologies. Tony Stark. When is that going to happen?
I think Rob Lowe. I think he's afraid it'll get into the wrong hands. And then villains will have the technology and they'll start using it against us. But, I've seen the robot that the military guys fit inside. And right now they're not using them for combat. They're using them in warehouse situations to pick up pallets and whatever.
Boxes and shit.
Yeah. But why not put a respirator, self-breathing apparatus thing contained within that, put the firefighter in there. He's totally protected from heat and fire. He can smash his way into the side of a building if he needs to. He can lift large, because a lot of times in house fires, one person's going to get pinned by an I-beam that falls and it's trapped in their leg. And they're like, my leg, I can't help, I'm trapped. And then you can just pick it up and move it and then pick that person up with the other hand and just put them over your shoulder and walk out with them.
Yeah. You could even have a wagon of sorts that connects to your back. That's you could still be fully mobile to turn completely around and put stuff in it. You know what I mean?
Why not? Yeah.
The same metal as your suit is it's basically a radio flyer, but the Iron Man version.
Yeah. If he's like, hey, I have a collection of priceless paintings in the other room, you real quick could put those in that.
Yeah.
And then wheel those out behind you while you're carrying him and after you've thrown the I-beam out of the way.
And listen, if you're a scientist, man, if you're working on these projects, call in, dude. What's taking so long? What's going on down there at the plant? We know you guys know about flying saucers and shit. Bob Lazar told us all that. Everything. We know you. Come on, somebody tell us what's going on. The CIA is basically, and the Pentagon have basically confirmed there's shit flying around. We don't know what it is.
I mean, all those retired, blue book guys and stuff are coming out now with the truth. You got Israel, the, intelligence leaders of the intelligence community and Israel now coming forth. Yes, we're having regular meetings with aliens from another planet, and we have been doing that for decades. I mean, we know the truth. Why are we ignoring the firemen? Not firemen, firefighters, firewomen as well.
It's wild, dude. You sit and think about it. You're like, what is this? 1602? What are we doing here?
Why are we not out? Why is there no real RoboCop? I mean, with everything that's going on in the world right now, if we had a RoboCop out there, could really change things around, make people feel a little bit better.
Was RoboCop human enough to get COVID? Like if he was wandering around, because obviously he covers the wrong side of his face, right?
Right. So, he covers from the nose up instead of the nose down.
So we
would have to switch that.
Well, how much human is he? Would he be able to even get COVID?
It was basically they only saved his brain and his face.
Because if you really think about RoboCop, I mean, he was just glitching because he kept coming with the memories. All you had to do was update the system, bro. Fucking iOS 16 or whatever, man. Run it, dude. It's RoboCop. Get a software. Get it updatable.
The software. Give him the new iOS release. Put him out. You guys know the iOS releases ahead of time before you even put him out. Let him work 3 or 4 levels ahead.
You're giving out the developers.
I mean, what are we doing?
What else? We have
Marquette. Give him the beta test. Give him the beta test software.
You know what, dude? Here's the deal. Robots. If you're going to make the robot, if you're going to go to that level, if you're going to take a cop that was brain dead and then you're going to put his fucking robot into him and make him click in and become this amazing Iron Man before Iron Man without being able to fly and speak as smooth, you have to think, if you're going to create that, learn how to do software updates, and then you won't have none of this shit popping off. Same thing with the ones where the guys can sit in and blow people up, which, by the way, I do not understand why the military does not have these things.
They've got them, they're testing them out in the desert in New Mexico, but they're just not releasing it out there. And maybe they are. Maybe they're doing some secret shit with them. Maybe they're dropping in on some terrorist camps and just pulling dudes' arms off and beating the hell out of them with, maybe they're doing some shit like that. And we just haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah.
We need we need another WikiLeaks thing to be able to, get some of that information. But
this is where you have to think that there has to be a shift we're still using the same old busted ass vehicles from 1910, dude. These little heavy ass metal things where you put a gun on top and a guy gets in the hatch and it's like unstoppable wheels and he just rolls around. They call it a tank, Todd.
I know. What I heard was, unfortunately, Hillary Clinton had deleted up to a certain date. Like she just went back like, oh, okay, I would delete everything from last year.
It was in her emails. It was in her
emails. And it stopped right there at the end of Robot Soldier. Those releases, and so all we got was post Robot Soldier communications, and otherwise we would have had it through WikiLeaks.
I mean, there has to be a guy out there like Elon Musk could literally have 100 people in an underground facility. He's the only other person to go to space besides America, China, and Russia. Okay, right. a dude just did. Dude,
not a country. Not a country went there.
No, not one of the top 3 global powerhouses that could easily end civilization individually if they chose to.
A dude that smoked weed on Rogan's podcast went to space.
As a company, launching off rockets, just making NASA look like they're fucking 20 years behind, bro.
I mean,
he's got to have suits, bro. He's got to have suits.
It's like he's running around on a brand new, like, I don't know, Super Glide, a Harley, like, and in the United States and these other countries are running around on those little bitty scooters you see like in Thailand. You know what I mean? Like that's the comparison between his space outfit.
To compare to a tuk-tuk.
Yeah.
Tuk-tuk.
Tuk-tuk. What's his called? X-Force X?
SpaceX.
Yeah. SpaceX is.
Shout out Long Beach Jerky Company, who supplies these SpaceX facilities in California with America's top beef jerky. No free ads, but Long Beach Jerky Company.
I mean, they're
SpaceX.
They're fueling space travel. That's what they're doing.
Now, if you're telling me you don't think Elon Musk has some test-ass vehicles and suits that can just literally, he can hop in like RoboCop with the 2 big guns on the outside, hover around and shit. They got the hover skills now. You see the guy flying around from boat to boat on the internet, and if they're doing it like that, publicly, just some random dudes in their backyard working on a fucking spacesuit that flies around because they're flying around.
We have
Elon Musk has. There's no way around it.
Elon Musk is Tony Stark. He has an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks he doesn't, it's stupid.
You're an idiot. You know what? If you can sit there and be an Iron Man fan, watch the movies, and then you have the audacity to think that that Elon Musk don't have an Iron Man suit, get off our feed, bro.
Anytime that you see some news story about like some tornado ripped through this family's house and it took the entire house, and here they were just left standing untouched with a toilet. That's the only thing left of them in this toilet from the house. It's because Elon Musk flew in his Iron Man suit and he protected it. He saved them, and then duped out so quick they didn't even realize what had happened because they were distracted by the chaos of the tornado. I mean, all the stories we see like that, I am convinced it's really Elon Musk in his Iron Man suit.
In his Iron Man car, he probably has the car. Like, that's the one thing that, what if you're Iron Man, you don't want to carry everybody on your back and arms? Like, get the Iron Man vehicle. It has to be floating around. It's going to be cylinder. It's going to be cylinder shaped. It's going to be some sort of like, like bowed out triangle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The shit we see now, I bet he's already doing anti-gravity shit. I wish it would just take some of the regular people and then give us the old red-blue pill Matrix. At least someone could go see it. They'll never remember to tell the tale, but they lived it.
Have you ever seen Limitless with Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
They take the little pill and they just can use
Super
100%
Adderall.
of his brain.
Super Adderall.
I would take that pill.
I will sell my truck to get the money to buy all the pills I can get with that truck money.
And, the drawback is if you stop taking the pill, you die. But Bradley Cooper, by the way, lots of people died before Bradley Cooper because they just ran out of pills. Why he was the first one to be able to use 100% of his brain, he's a super, super, super quadruple genius, was the first one of those to think, oh, I'm smart enough now. I can replicate the formula and make my own pills.
And people, the people know Adderall's been around for a very long time, and it does do something to your brain. It does connect the part of people who don't have the connection of when you start a task, you finish the task.
Exactly.
You don't wander off in the middle, right? A lot of people wander off. That's what ADD is. Like it's not that you're just like bouncing off the walls. It's that you can start shit up the ass. You can get it rolling. You can go in and out, but you can never just follow through. You can never get to the end. You never finish the task. And then your to-do list is just always never gotten done.
It's because,
and that's what the Adderall does. Somehow it connects in your brain and then it makes you finish the tasks. That's why, I'm not sure enough people understand that haven't ever fucked with it.
Well, and it's because also I think Adderall only lets you, it like helps you focus and it lets you enjoy the best part of focus. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the best part of the project you're focusing on, it really like it even accentuates it, right? So
yeah,
you also, there are people that can stay focused, but they're bored out of their fucking minds. Adderall also helps you enjoy the focus.
I like that. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So it's like whoever really chemically refined
real awareness.
That thing, that's
the
right?
kind of awareness you get on a podcast like this.
Like you really enjoy being focused. A lot of people that can't help but be focused fucking hate themselves because they're bored out of their fucking mind. Why am I so fucking focused?
Yeah, hello. I'm over focused.
This fucking stupid ass model airplane.
Yeah.
It's because they have some kind of sickness, whatever. Adderall is like, hey, you now love fucking model airplanes. And
guess what?
Boom. Awesome.
You're going to wait. You're going to be up until 3 a.m. on eBay looking for the best model airplanes, the classics,
before
the 70s,
start.
Unwrapped box, 1972 Cessna 240.
What? Top of
Come
the
on.
line.
Blue stripe.
Man, I tell you what.
Double blue stripes down the side.
Let's talk about Marquette King showing up.
Well, and you know what, Todd? I just want to say this one more time because I'm so pumped about that deal. BuyRaycon.com/Guns Blazin. Get that % off. Don't pay full price, Todd.
This dude,
Marquette King, bro,
shows up. And now, you all heard him on the podcast. Like, oh, you're going to be in Vegas for that? That's cool. I love cornhole. I love you guys. I'm going to come out and hang out for the weekend. People say that. We all know. We've all heard people say that before, and they just don't. Right? Yeah. They just don't.
And everybody's like, "Yo, I'll be there." This fool showed up.
We turn around. He comes walking in. We're like, "Holy shit, he's here!" And then we're thinking, "Oh, he probably had to be here for something else. He's just stopping by." No, this was the only reason he came to Vegas was to hang out. And dude, he's awesome.
We had a great time, man. He wasn't throwing very good bags to start. I was like, I thought he'd have a little bit, but then I thought, oh, well, he was in Oakland. They're not in Indiana, right. Like no one's playing cornhole in Oakland in the locker room, but Pat was playing like a motherfucker for money for fool against people in the locker room, So, that's why Pat was actually, I guess it's not good to base anything of what Pat's doing, because he's like, oh, he was just on another level doing this shit because he came out the gate on like no one ever beat top Pat.
No, I mean, listen, I'm going to say this. Yes, all punters, all kickers, all golfers have a weird focus. So to be the best at what they do, their particular thing requires a freakish amount of focus, the ability to focus and accomplish repetitive motion and lock it in over and over, doing the same thing the same way every time. So it lends itself to being good at cornhole. But listen, I'm going to tell you this. Pat is at the elite of that when it comes to cornhole. Like I have never, and even being around these pro cornhole, I was telling, I think Jay Corley, like, listen, if Pat spent like just a few months only working on cornhole, I'm convinced he would be the best player in the world.
Honestly, for him, barely hadn't played much, and then we showed up in the office. He's just banging airmails. You're just like, Jesus.
And it's not like he ever really like spent time with a pro, like getting some tips or anything like that. He just naturally developed his own style that was freaking highly competitive with even some of these pros, I would assume. So if he worked on it at all, he would be the champion of the universe in cornhole. Don't get me wrong. Now, what I was saying before about that, this people of this position and those different sports having the ability to this freakish kind of focus and repetitive motion, kind of, mastering that.
Mm-hmm.
Marquette, over the course of 2 days, became very good at cornhole.
It was probably the fastest I've ever seen anybody get good at something.
Mm-hmm.
From day one toss to day two end of day toss. That was wild, bro. What a fucking change. Like how much better it changed in 2 days.
To be honest, he would have even done a lot better playing. It's just he fell in love with the airmail, and because he became freakishly good at airmail all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. So he was just wanting to airmail every bag. So he was taking a lot of risks when he probably should have been playing safer. And so he would lose some games because of that. But by the end, I mean, he was all we could handle. By the end of 2 days, and not really even playing before. I mean, it was stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. This weekend was great though, man. I just love calling games with those boys, like Chismark and Bernie and Trey, and just on that digital network, just having so much fun, just talking and calling games, bro. It is so much fun.
Do yourself a favor if you like cornhole and you're not following Rob Chismark. I don't know what his socials are, but Rob Chismark is a lot of fun. He's good for the sport,
dude. Okay, so I knew Rob was. I knew Rob was a pro, but I didn't. I never really. I don't think we played one time like in 2019, but it was that was like 2 years or plus ago. I think maybe 2018. I forget what night day it was or what time. And then we've been calling games, at the ACL on the digital network, and we actually did a 4-hour block on ESPN with for senior singles and women's doubles. And then when he came onto our courts the other day, and dude the first 4 points airmails just to let us know that you guys ain't shit. I got you real quick. Whap, 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 whap. Airmails done. It was beautiful.
It was so dumb. He's actually, if you want to look him up, he is nope, this is his old account. Anyway, he just opened one he just now opened one on Instagram because Marquette gave him shit about not being on Instagram. I'm going to be his first follower right now, actually. ACL Pro Rob Chismark.
Yeah, let's all bum rush his page, bro.
At ACL Pro Rob, PROROB. Literally, I was his first follower. What the fuck? You guys should all bum rush him. Maybe wake up tomorrow and be like, I have 3,000 followers. Like, what the fuck happened?
I'm cool. I'm his third follower, bro.
Nice.
It's me, you, and Jared. There it is, dude.
That's so funny because I just remember when I was talking about his social media, he said he didn't have an Instagram and Marquette let him up. He's like, bro, right, you do a podcast, you don't have Instagram, you need to get on that right now. And he's like, okay, I will. So that's funny.
Yeah, dude, that was nice. We had a nice little accident over at the restaurant. I don't want to blow them up because everybody fucks up. I have 100% had a complete tray of food and dropped and pulled the wrong plate off the tray, fucked up the balance, and thrown off 8 dinners.
That poor girl did probably the thing that she has done 4,000 times. And there's a little half wall along the 2 steps that you take to get to the level that our table's on. So she set this big platter because there were 5 of us. It was me and Shaun and Sean's lady and her daughter and Jeff, our editor. And we're sitting there at the table and she brings it. We're like, oh, we were all starving. Oh, it looks delicious. It was all you can eat sushi and then a separate all you can drink.
Yeah.
Kind of thing for like all the beers. $50.
Yeah. All the beers were like $12.50 and the all you can eat sushi and 1 bottle of sake, that was like $29.
Yeah, it was incredible. And so she sets the big platter down on the half wall. And I think she just bumped it when she turned a little bit. And it
sauces,
just
the little cups
everywhere.
of sauce.
It covered Sean's backpack in like sweet and sour sauce. And then when he got up, when he was cleaning it, we noticed his whole right side had sauce all over him. I mean, I felt so bad for her.
Oh man, I know. I felt so bad because it was like, but it looked like shrapnel, like right down my body of just sweet and sour and shit and fucking tempura flakes.
Yeah. It was like, it's just like one of those cartoons where like Like you're not a big fat guy, but like a big fat guy gets stabbed and like gravy comes out. It was like you had been shot with a machine gun and just sweet and sour and whatever kinds of sauces were pouring out of you.
That's so funny. But I think I have to look at that like as a good luck thing, right? Like the way when birds shit on your head.
Is that good luck?
Yeah. If you get shit on by a bird, that's good luck.
If you get shit on by a bird, you're guaranteed to not get hit by lightning. That's how it works out. You already took your hit.
Oh, man. That's good stuff. Yeah, it was a great weekend. It was my lady's birthday. They went to, obviously, we had to work both days, like 10 hours. But they went to like a drag brunch and they went to the Jabberwockies. And
nice.
And then the kid, one morning we went balls out at like, I don't know if it was Thursday at like 7, 8 in the morning. Got up. Everybody's ready to rock, dude. We started playing craps, winning. My lady was probably had like 7 or 8 mimosas, which she never does.
Nice.
She'll max out at 4 normally. And they were playing roulette before I even got down there, having drinks, and then they were winning, hitting up like 700 on a roulette table. Beginner's luck, at the beginning. And then we went over to the craps table and we were up big, dude. And my lady was just running the table over there, and she was just so much fun, and all dealers loved her, and she's tipping them like a crazy, just having fun, If we would have left like 6 or 8 rollers sooner, we would had a real cold streak, and we try to come back from it. Still left up, but like it would have been much closer. Up, probably lost like $600 because here's my new thing also, Todd. So whenever someone rolls the dice, okay, they hit the number. If it's 9, 4, 10, 6, 8, whatever. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my my back bet behind the press line. Like $20 or whatever. It depends on the number. If it's 6 or 8, I'll put double as I would a 4 or 10.
Sure.
Obviously, because of the combinations of dice. But then what I've been doing is, because the worst thing that can happen in craps is someone rolls a number. Everybody places their bets. Give me here, guys throwing out 200. Give me 18 on 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And then they got all their hard ways out, the C and E's, the come bets. You got your bet behind your pass line, and then the next dice is a 7. I want to smack somebody in the face every single time. So I stopped doing that
all the time now. But here's what I try to make myself do is I'm not allowed to put odds on a number until that number is hit once and I've collected. So I collect on that first bet. Say I'm on a 6. Say I got 15 on a 6, right? Because that's the table minimum. If it hits, I take my winnings, boom, I pull that in. Then if it hits again, then I will use that to go odds, put odds on. Okay. And if it hits again, I will press odds, and then I just try to go on a little run, or I'm only collecting. But the problem is I can't remember the last time that I had a 6 hit that many times for me. It's always what you just said. I start putting shit out as soon as I go heavy out, and I'm all the numbers I want to be on, and I'm out on the come line and all that stuff. Boom, 7 first roll. As soon as I go heavy.
I stopped putting all my bets out the first roll. I go, you know what? I'm going to see what this fucking guy does. Get one number before I bet on you, buddy. And you know what I also did? I had one of the best rolls of my life this weekend on Sunday morning. Before we left, we had to get to the airport, leave for the airport at like around noon we left. So I was up at 8. I hit the craps tables, bro. I went on a run. I hit like 4 numbers in a row, but I was hitting numbers in between those 4 numbers. And then I started calling it. I kept on giving the dealers, I'd throw $4 out and I say, all the hard ways for the dealers. And I hit for the dealers. I'm not going to lie, in that 4-roll or 5-roll span like 7 or 8, 9 times.
I love that.
And then I had like a small moment where every time I said what I wanted, it would hit. So I'd be like, all right, the number's on 6. So I had like, I got my 15 on the front, and then I got the 65 or 70 on the back. I got 5 on the hard 6, and I'm like, all right, do my little dice thing. I get my shit set, and then I hit, boom. I go, let's go hard 6 right now. And then boom, hard 6 hit, table explodes. I did it with a hard 8 like 3 times later. I mean, I did it like 4 or 5 times. Let's get all right, let's go. This is going to be a big 11 right here. Out the gate, boom, 11.
2-way yo. I love a good 2-way yo. One for you, one for the dealers.
And I was betting on the C&E, a $5 C&E hitting 11, which is like triple or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was just it was a nice little electric round there. And then that shit went cold. Motherfuckers couldn't roll a 6 or 8 to save their goddamn lives, Todd.
After you left Friday, we had way too many drinks, I would say, and more than I, because I wanted to get a good full night's sleep. And so I woke up feeling rough Saturday. And it took me a good 3 hours to shake the cobwebs out. First thing I do when I get there, Trey Ryder, like big boss man of the whole thing's like, Todd, you and me on the boards, let's go. I've never seen him play one time. He's calling me out to play now. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm hungover as shit. Just, having thrown a bag. I look like the worst cornhole player ever in front of him. Luckily, I think he knew I was hungover because I made sure he knew. Because this isn't my usual game. So he gave me credit for it. But there was that. And then Saturday, after you left, Marquette and I both had an agreement. We both had to fly out like at 6 a.m. the next day. So we're like, man, we can only have a couple drinks. Like, gotta chill. Well, even I think before you had left, we'd surpassed that. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, but now it's bedtime. Everything's over. No, he wanted to go. There was a Raiders event in the Manilow room. So
really?
we go to the Manilow room, and of course, everybody as soon as he walks in there are super Raiders fans. So they're just fucking swamp him or whatever. And then it's drinks. And then at some point, I'm feeling real good. And I'm like, they got all these old ancient Raiders guys up there, Jay Schrader, some other guy who could barely walk. And then so he's so old, and I'm like, fuck.
Ray Guy.
I'm like, okay. I'm going to run up to the DJ booth and say, hey, Marquette King's here. You want him to come up and perform a song? So I checked with Marquette. I'm like, I'm going to run up there and tell him that. He's like, oh. So I just ran and I did. I'm like, hey, I got Marquette King's over here. Do you want him to come up on the stage at the end of this thing and perform one of his songs? And he was like, fuck yeah. So I run over and I get him. I'm like, dude, they want you. You're up. So he's like, oh shit. So he runs up there and he gives them his song, and they download it. And I'm thinking we're going to go up, boom, right now, right before everybody's starting to get up and walk out and be like, oh, but now Marquette King. And he just does his song, whatever. They waited like an hour, which was too long, but still he went up there and performed live his first time ever. And it was incredible. I didn't know, like he'd never performed one of his songs live in front of an audience before. So they played the track and he actually sung to it like live. It was awesome.
What was the track that they played?
The country California Girl. Was that the name of it?
Oh, okay.
No. It was the one about You Don't Know Me. What's that one? God damn it. No. Put me on the spot and I fucked it up. Look up his tracks.
I'm looking them up right now.
We got S90210, Hard, Country California Girl, Past You, This Side, UK Turismo.
Fall, Summer.
I don't know. It's the one, You Don't Know Me. That's the chorus. I don't know. Anyway, it's the one about one of his coaches. He tried to change his game. So everybody knew the song, so it was fucking lit. And but before, during the hour waiting period, now they've given him time to like think about it a little bit. You know how it was the first time you had to go up and do comedy live in front of everybody. He already knows he's talented and he can sing the song well and perform it well, but he's never done it actually in front of people on a stage. So he's got those kind of jitters going on where now he's wanting to drink, right? Let me even this out. So then it was even more drinks. So by the time he performs it and done, you have a couple more drinks. Well, I'm just fucking
Were people
lit.
loving it?
Yeah, oh yeah. They went crazy. I mean, they weren't expecting that, And yeah, they had him on, they had two like huge screens in there. He was up on those. I was filming. It was fucking crazy, dude. And by the time it was all said and done, I'm fucking wasted because, you know me, I don't drink a lot. I drink beer a lot, mostly.
Yeah.
Well, he drinks mixed drinks or whatever. So we're doing these, I call them Tennessee mules, where it's just basically like Beam and a little bit of ginger ale in them. So I'm just drinking Jim Beam for hours. And when I don't know even what time I get to my room, to be honest, but I know I woke up for no reason at 5:11 in the morning. It was 5:11. And my alarm had been going off for so long, it just stopped. And I was like, oh, fuck, where am I? Okay, this is my room. Good. Fuck, I gotta fly out at like 6:30 in the morning. And it's 5:11. I'm just now getting conscious. So I like jump in the shower, try to get my shit together. I pack it all up. I run out and no Uber's available. And I'm like, I am fucked. I'm going to miss my flight. The next flight is a $400 upcharge to even get it for later in the morning. So I'm like, it's going to cost me $400. Luckily, just as I'm getting ready to get on the Southwest app to change my flight, a minivan taxi cab just pulls up and lets out a family of 4. And I'm like, my dude, can you take me to the airport? And he was like, do you got cash? And I was like, yes. And I was like, how much? And he goes, you give me $20 cash, I'll take you right now. And I was like, fuck yeah. So I jump in there. I get there. I checked. It just went seamless from that point. It had to if I was going to make it.
Yeah.
And I got in, boom, 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 made my flight. And then it was all gravy from there because I slept the entire, I shut my eyes, I opened them, we were landing.
That's beautiful.
And then I'm in Denver. And then I downloaded some movies to watch from Denver to Indianapolis. Boom. I was set. You
know what? That right there, that's just a veteran getting veteran. The universe of a veteran just having its doors open when it needs to be. That cab right out of the space continuum, bro. That's what it is. See, right around the corner, there's a little fucking like a little crack in the in the galaxy or whatever where it pops in, in the dimension. Poof. Now, because it's almost like the universe gives you like a, I don't know, character credit, maybe a hard work character. Probably judges on 9 or 10 things, as a person.
Yeah.
Obviously, luck is one of them, but they'll notice how the doors open, the magical dimension from another place to just give you that perfectly timed, what you need.
I think you're right. Because first thing you said when I texted you, I'm like, dude, it's a complete miracle I'm catching my flight right now. And I kind of told you over text quickly what happened. And you go, you're a pro, bro. That's what kids. So how many times have you been on a comedy weekend and you got to fly out early Sunday and you fucking kill yourself Saturday night, but somehow your body just says, get up, and you're up and you fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of ingrained, even though I haven't had to do that in a while. It's like my body kicked into survival mode and said, get up, fucker. Time to go to the airport.
Yeah, man. That's how it works, guys. Maybe I just explained how the universe really works.
I think you did.
There are no such things as coincidences. It's the universe handing out the tickets when needed. Oh man, yeah. But it was a really fun time, man. Just a good time living the life. What do we got next? We don't know. We have meetings coming up. We don't know what we got next. But as far as like what events we're going to do and continue it. Like which ones we'll be at or whatever. There's a whole bunch coming up.
It's in the works. I mean, something's going to happen.
It's in the works. Give me the works. I always like to say that. Give me the works.
Give me the works. It's like going through crew car wash. Give me the works.
And you got to do this when you do the works. You got to do your finger, and you got to do your finger in a circle.
And the works. Motion.
And that's W-W-U-R-K. W-U-R-K. Give me the works. Yo, the works. A sandwich. The works. But the spin is you turn it horizontal, not vertical. When you do the index finger circle in the air, you got to turn it for the sandwich. For the car, it points up. For the sandwich, it points either east or west.
What do you want in your Bloody Mary, sir? Give me the works. I'm spinning the finger. Homie. I want olives on a stick. I want a pickle spear. I want a celery stalk.
Fuck it, throw pepperoni in. The works.
Throw some pepperoncinis in there. A spoonful, a ladleful. I don't care. Everything you got, put it in. Give me the pickled green beans. Put those in there.
You know what? Toss me a blue cheese olive, bro. Hit my face. Just like at the place with Mandarin, Mongolian grill or whatever, when they hit you with the shrimp.
Yeah.
I lost it there. Had it going, bro. But give me the works, though, dude. The works. You even have to say, give me. You just say the works.
You know what was weird? Went to, Benihana was the go-to place in there because you could kind of get in quicker than the other places for dinner. And they had good deals. So I ate there 3 times. And
yeah,
on the hibachi, the guy was very good, very funny, very good at what he did, but he didn't do the shrimp flip. I was kind of disappointed. He didn't try to flip the shrimp in our mouths.
Oh, damn. They must be got to cut back because of COVID, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't be throwing baby pieces of shrimp over a fool's face anymore.
That's probably the case.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what didn't go anywhere. It's the goddamn fire volcano, the onion fire volcano. It's still alive and well.
Mm-hmm. Anything with fire kills COVID, so they're allowed to do that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. You got to ask yourself, if you're a guy working hibachi, when do you look for some sort of new geological entity that you can impersonate with some sort of vegetable and fire?
There's been no innovation for what, 60, 70 years in the hibachi game?
Dude,
no new tricks?
No. I mean, listen, when they started throwing the egg from spatula to spatula and then turning it and letting it crack off the side of the spatula, that was groundbreaking. That was our go to the moon, right? In the hibachi world. And
it happened actually the day before we went to the moon. That's how long ago the last innovative trick was invented for the hibachi chef.
Walt Disney was at his counter. He was at his counter. Walt Disney. This is when it happened, when he was still young and going out and about, when he had just first started taking over the park.
That's the only reason this trick happened, because when Walt Disney was setting at the hibachi table, he said, "Hey, I need you to do something cool with an egg." Like, I don't know if people know this about Walt Disney. He's just fucking obsessed with eggs. It's his favorite food in the world. Eggs, eggs. He just eats tons of eggs. So the hibachi chef winged it. Boom, came up with that. And that became the last trick of the hibachi chef to come out. Like, it was, I don't know, 50s, whatever, whenever we landed on the moon, day before we landed on the moon. And I think it's about time, if you're listening to this and you're in the hibachi game, you know what? Come up with one.
And you know what? If you want to call in anonymously, if you're a hibachi chef that has some intel on why they're not tossing shrimp at people's face no more, don't run out your employer. Don't tell us which hibachi you're working. You know what I mean? Just call in anonymously and share that info.
I'm thinking about right now, what if you had a live shrimp that's still alive?
Okay.
And you let it walk out on your hibachi spatula.
Oh, good one.
And you have a knife in the other hand. And you flip the live shrimp in the air, grab your other knife. You have 2 knives now. Before it hits the ground, you in a crisscrossing motion.
Oh, yeah.
Until you've completely field stripped the live shrimp, and it just falls, that perfect lump, and the head and the claws and the legs and all that are just laying around it, and you scoop those up with the hibachi spatula, flip that up, catch it on top of your chef hat.
Yep. And then guess what? Pour a little bit of chicken stock in there, and then you can make some sort of a fish stock or a veggie stock. Then you put it in there. Now you have a nice live shrimp stock, and you're not wasting any of the body parts.
Good point. I mean,
I was also thinking maybe they could, listen, we're just trying to throw and not everything we throw against the wall is going to stick, but that's why you throw against a wall what might stick. Like, I would personally, if I'm a hibachi chef, I'm going to think of a way to use the 2 spatula machine gun style plating of rice one at a time, right? But fully auto spatula, be able to shoot the rice into a pile on my plate. Because if it's sticky rice, they're not going to bounce off, and then they just start sticking to each other and shit, right? And then there's a big ball of rice on your plate, and it's just because this guy can flick one piece of rice at a time.
What if you had a trained shrimp and you put out this little bitty stage in the middle of the hibachi, and it has
like a circus, like a circus at the bottom of the sea?
No, like a stage, like a stripper stage with a pole in the middle.
Oh, pole.
And the trained shrimp goes out there and does a little strip tease and strips itself down to just that lump of meat.
Yes, dude.
I mean, at the end, he's got to commit suicide because he's got to rip his head off. But cool show.
I'm going to go with more of a Western theme here, Todd. What if we get the shrimp, the bigger shrimp ride the seahorse, right? And then they have a lasso and they chase other shrimp. And then when the lasso gets to the top of the shrimp body, it pulls off all the legs and shell, right?
Yeah.
all the way down, shredding the other shrimp of all that the stuff that we don't want to eat.
Like
and then it just locks at the tail. So now it's basically like shrimp cocktail. That could be shrimp cocktail.
I love it. That's perfect.
Saltwater fish tank's going to happen though.
I mean, you're mixing rodeo in with Asian cuisine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a win-win. No one's ever done that. I promise you right now. I mean, I will say that Jackie Chan tried to do it in that movie that he did, that Western, you know, where he was with Owen Wilson. But that's the closest thing we've seen to mixing Western and Asian together.
There's a place. Oh, actually, that's Asian and American. That's the different mix. It's not even the same thing. But, you know, I got excited because I knew it was a Chinese cuisine mixed with something else. And so I got pumped because it's one of my favorite restaurants downtown LA. It's called Uncle John's Diner, bro. If you're ever downtown LA, go hit up Uncle John's. And then if it's Tuesday, okay, then you go with the fucking egg foo young, kid. You get the egg foo young as an appetizer or just to eat. Then you get the pork chops, the spicy pork chops with 2 eggs over medium, hit them with the toast and your potatoes. We used to add the orange chicken at this place is so out of control good. It's leaps and bounds. Like they found the secret tunnel to the most, you know, luscious and notoriously amazing light years ahead orange chicken recipe. And they found it and they brought it back and they haven't told anybody and they only used it in this diner. If big Chinese food, if Panda Express got their hands on this, unreal. It would explode business. But anyways, we used to get it for breakfast, bro. Sometimes I'd get the orange chicken with the potatoes, even some rice and 2 eggs. Get off my nuts.
Whoa. Let's go.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Go.
The spicy pork chops were unbelievable. It's a deep fried pork chop with like this medley of unbelievable spicy peppers, like some with some serrano in there, which they were hot, bro. You had to have a set of nuts on you to go in there and fuck this up for breakfast, you know?
That's the way I like to eat it.
Yeah, they had it's like this little medley of wonderful spicy, you know, chilies and whatnot and onion. And that was my jam at least twice a week. I probably spent every extra dollar I had. And from 2008 till about 2011, 2008 to 2010, every day, 2 days a week, Uncle John's.
You should have got stock in the place at that point.
Hey, guess what though? This is how you know it's good. So there's they had to move locations. They got a little bit bigger. They had to move, right? Or something happened with the other building. But the other building's awesome. They used to have this big ass awesome sign. I think it's off A Street and like, what's it? I forget. But it's on the northern side of downtown. And but before, you know, on the south side of the 110. And there's always cops in there. They used to only have a counter with like 10 people can fit and one little random ass table in front of the window. And that was it. They're maxed out at 12 customers here at Uncle John's. And it was always cops and dudes. Like you could see they're in suits and shit. Like, you know, they're just it wasn't a group of dudes that work at an office. You always can tell, you know. And plus you'll see their badges and shit when they go to pay, you know, to get their wallets.
Yeah.
And sometimes they had them on their necks, but they were always in there. Like one time we were in there we're eating some spicy pork chops and the most perfect breakfast potato. And some like homeless fool or some like schizo dude comes rolling by. He looks in the place. He yells out, "Fuck the FBI." And then we just kept walking, dude. Died. Like 4 dudes at the bar were cracking up. It was awesome, bro.
Nice. I tried to. I got to go on this trip, you know, true crime related thing next week.
Yes.
And
yes.
There's some cops who would have talked to, right? So that's an active investigation. So that's tough. And I'm like, let me get a hold of this one because I'm going to try to pull the cop card. And I got a hold of this cop, found the phone number, called, I texted.
Okay.
And I said, is this so-and-so? And they were like, who is this? So immediately I knew, yes, this is so-and-so. So
yeah.
I said, hey, I'm a retired state police detective from Indiana. I'm working on a thing on a guy that was involved with a case you worked not too awful long ago. You know, can I have a quick chat with you on the phone? Kind of pick your brain. And immediately the person, I didn't even say my name, but the person says, is this for your podcast? And I'm like, this is in a whole nother part of the country, bro, right? Like a big city in another part of the country. And I'm like, fuck, okay. I was like, no, it's actually for a different project, but flattered that, I have a podcast, ? And so the fact that I said that I was a retired Indiana State Police detective, person listens to 1041 knew that this is that guy.
Yeah.
And it fucked me though, because they're like, no, can't talk to you. You're going to have to talk to Public Information Office. And I'm like, fuck. I thought this will help me. No, it hurt me. Because it's an active investigation. They're not supposed to talk on, cases that are still open. But I was like, God damn it. What are the odds that person listens to my podcast? But then also it just fucked me.
Yeah, I'll just tell you to fuck right off.
Yeah, normally I would feel awesome, right? Like, yay, this is my podcast. And then, no, go fuck yourself.
How about no, buddy? How about no?
It was the most bittersweet text message I've ever gotten.
I love that. It's just a nice little, next one was like, oh, yeah, you thought so, but no, go fuck yourself.
Right.
This is an act. Maybe when they close the case up. Hey, if you got any good leads, let me know.
I'll talk to you when I'm retired. That's basically.
Exactly.
All right, brother. This has been a fun one.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it again tomorrow. What do you say?
Hey guys, don't stop subscribing to our YouTube, please. Yeah. Get over to the Guns Blazin Pod YouTube. Come on, Guns Blazin Podcast.
Keep spreading the word. Get us a little more listeners even. Tell us some friends. We love you.
Hope you guys are enjoying the guests, and we hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. See you next time. Go buy some Raycon.